there's a lot of young men in our country that like need a bit of a shoulder around them.
Yeah.
And a positive shoulder, and that's kind of what I'm very interested in, like trying to create a nice atmosphere for younger guys, because it's really hard to get ahead. Like life's really hard as it is.
Yeah.
Let alone like the New Zealand Herald article telling you to move to Australia.
Yeah. Every week.
Yeah.
Like, and then interviewing people that did and how amazing it is. I'm like,
bombarded.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this year, and just trying to like do that and make sure like set an example for young guys that you can do it in New Zealand. You don't need to leave, and hard work gets you places still. Yeah,
it's a bit of an uncommon narrative at the moment, right? Yeah,
it's one of the bones. I'm not a big fan of that whole narrative of just move to Australia and life gets better.
Yeah,
there's plenty of guys that haven't done that, like especially in the trades. Everyone you get sold a dream. But Australia's got problems, bigger problems than New Zealand.
100%.
And the way you get told about it is like you go to Perth and you make a whole lot more money. But like Perth isn't like what we have here, in my opinion. Yeah. Like Coromandel's 2 hours away. You know, you go up north and you have New Zealanders, in my opinion, are much nicer people. Like you could go around Auckland this morning and people saying g'day.
Yeah.
And Australia's just like big. Like when you get there and you go to Melbourne, for example, and it's big. It's like it's in your face. And some people love it, and that's great. You know, heaps of great Kiwis over there. But telling every 19-year-old, 20-year-old to go over there is not helping our country one bit. And it's a bit of a shame that like New Zealand Herald, such a big piece of media, says that. Because we really need to keep the talent here. Yeah. Because, in my opinion, is New Zealand's a better country than Australia. For 5 million people, we punch really, really above our weight. Yeah. And whatever you want to do, we got Peter Beck, we got Liam Lawson in the F1. Yeah. So many. Chris Wood won Premier League Player of the Month. Like amazing Kiwis, and all we hear from the media is, "Oh, go to Australia," or
James McDonald, world's best jockey.
Yeah,
we rattled them off.
Yeah,
man. We was down on the West Coast for the first time, just on the weekend, and it was just a good reminder for me. I just love regional New Zealand because I guess like coming from Dannevirke and spending time in Taranaki and stuff like that, and now you kind of get into the grind of the city, but just getting back into the atmosphere where, we're staying in like a country pub, the Paroa Hotel, shout out to them. And, the publican's just like looking after us, like, oh mate, I can drop you guys into Greymouth, I can drop you at the airport and shit. And then we're at the airport and we fly over the Alps, and like the air hostesses are like taking photos out the window of the beauty of that. And I'm just thinking, man, they fly around the country all the time and they're still blowing away at the beauty beneath us and stuff. And you have to train your brain to look for that shit. Otherwise, all you see is the country's fucked and like all that sort of stuff that I try and say like, yep, that's gonna, like, it is hard, but if you stay there, it will be like that. So you've got to look for the good things that are happening here. Yeah.
And Auckland gets a hard time, like, for what it is.
Yeah.
And I've grown up in Auckland, and it's a city, but it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Go down to the Harbour Bridge, you go for a dip after this, and then you can go to wonderful restaurants. You can have sport here. You got the Sail GP on this weekend.
Tennis was on the other day.
Yeah, it's just fantastic, and people just want to just go to Australia. It's way better.
You earn more money.
Yeah.
There's fucking ways to make more money in New Zealand too.
Absolutely. I mean, exactly. You just work harder. And the other thing, like with fly out things, is people realise they're making more money, but they get you a pound of flesh, Like, it's real hard work. I've talked to guys there, and they're like, I got a brand new jet ski, the Land Cruiser and everything, but they have to fly into work, and they like have no family life, and people don't really realise that. But that's Australia. It just jars me to hear it. That just to tell every young Kiwi to just go over there.
Yeah. Especially when we need them here, building and contributing and just encouraging other people and.
I mean, they come back here and they're like, everything's run down in New Zealand. And I mean, there's a million Kiwis over in Australia. Like, imagine if you paid that tax over here. Yeah. We could build more. We could, be a better country. Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Tourism New Zealand. All the political parties in the country. Yeah. It's cool to bump into people that are actually passionate about New Zealand. So that's good.